Hi, I'm going to make Diane's super flaky pie crust. It's really pretty easy. You start with 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of salt. Mix that up so that it's all incorporated. Add 1/3 cup of shortening. And using a pastry cutter, cut the shortening in until it starts to hold together into little crumbs. It only takes a few minutes. If some of it gets sticking up onto the edge, you can scrape it off with a knife or something else. And just keep working on it a little bit with your hands like this in a bowl until, see how it's starting to come together into crumbs. When it gets together a little bit more and it starts to look like it's holding together, then it'll be ready. We're almost there. Another way to test to see if it's ready is to pick up a little bit and pinch it. And it should hold together. This is still a little bit dry, so I'm going to work on it a little bit more. See how it's holding together now? It's about ready to add the liquid. I use a mixture of ice water and a little bit of white vinegar, about a tablespoon of white vinegar. Well, a teaspoon for 1 pie, a tablespoon for 2 crusts, 1 teaspoon for 1 crust. Now, see, I've got my water sitting in the ice, so it's real nice and cold. Add about 4 or 5 tablespoons and see how it looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work it with a fork a little bit. And you're watching for it to start clumping together to form a ball. You don't want to overwork your dough or it will get tough. And that looks like 4 is going to do it. Pull your pastry together. It actually came a little bit sticky. Probably could have done with 3 tablespoons. I'm using a pastry cloth because it works out better. Just liberally flour the cloth, put some on your pastry dough, both sides. Press it down a little bit. And then you can start rolling it out. If it starts to stick, just add a little bit more flour. And when you're rolling out, you should start at the middle and work your way out. And just go around in a circle. Your pastry starts to stick a little. Add a little bit more flour. This helps it to stay as round as possible. When you think it's about the size of the plate, you can set your plate down. And I've made mine a little bit big, and that's fine. What you do now is, to get it off of the pastry, you just lift up a corner of the pastry cloth and roll it up onto your rolling pin. Put your plate down and lift the pie crust up over the plate and unroll it. If it tears a little bit, that's okay, because all you have to do is press the flour or the crust right back down and it will hold. So I'm going to turn this around all the way around. Just tuck the crust in under. Some people like to cut off extra if there's a little bit too much there. That's fine, you can cut it off. I just like to roll mine under because I like crust, because I make good crust. Tear off a little bit around the edge, so I have a little bit too much there. And continue to tuck your dough in under so that it sits nicely around the rim of your pie plate. I like using glass or Pyrex pie plates. I think that they come out with the best uniformly cooked crust. I don't really like aluminum pie pans or metal pans because I think they make the crust burn. So just kind of pinch this all the way around until it looks nice and even. And then I just like to use a simple method of I'm sure you can see this, I lay one finger down and with my other hand I pull. So I lay this down and I pull up over the other side. I'm doing this kind of fast, so it might not look real perfect right now, but it gives you the idea of how to crimp this into a nice pie shell. I'm going to make this into a pecan pie, which is my favorite. And I'm going to make a couple more for my husband so he can make sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching.